Hey YouTube world, it's that dude named Dave and welcome back to my channel. Before we get started here, you know what I'm asking for, the price of admission. I don't ask for much. Like, subscribe, and click on that bell notification below. Just need a little help with the YouTube algorithm? Give you guys a few seconds to do that here. Few seconds. I'm not here to hold you guys up here. You guys are here for the video. So today we're coming back to Kevin Samuels, and with this woman that called in, she was actually a pretty nice woman here who had questions regarding age, about herself, and her weight, and if she can get a high value man. So let's get to the video. We're gonna let Kevin cook, and we're gonna see if we can make this make sense.
Seattle's kind of where you go. Here's a, so let's get into it. Height, weight, dress size.
Oh boy, I think this is what's gonna be the big kicker.
This the kicker?
So I'm 5'2". I'm probably a size 16 dress.
Ooh, 16, y'all.
What was the other question you asked? Like
weight? Weight.
Over 200.
Ooh, she weighs more than me.
Yes.
Any children?
No children.
Okay.
Before Kevin cooks here, I'm stopping early here. Keep this in mind, like I said in the intro. Short, 5'2", 5'3", over 200 pounds, 39 years old. All right, let's get back to the video.
Well, obviously that is going to be a huge consideration because in a man's mind, first thing he asks is, at how tall are you? 5 what?
5'2".
5'2". 5'2", you're 2 inches shorter than normal. A man's mind logically asks the question, why is she this size?
Why?
That's what a man logically says.
Good
and
question.
Most people assume they see a woman your age, your weight, that you have had multiple children.
Interesting, yes.
That's a fair assumption. They'll assume you have multiple children. And then if you find out you don't have children, the next question is going to be, and I mean this in no disrespectful way, how did you allow yourself to get this way? Is there something medically wrong? Guys go through a complex set of stuff, but if it comes out that you're not married, no children, no like hyperthyroidism or hypo, whichever one of it, whichever Graves' disease causes you to put on weight, guys look at women your height and weight and they just assume, you know, she's just not motivated, she's lazy, these kind of things. And the kind of guys who are high earners, they are dealing with women who are going to be, they get the best of the best.
Right.
So my question is this, what are you doing to actually drop like arguably 80 pounds? Or have you always been a big girl?
Okay, he's about to ask this question. Let's see what she's going to say here. But this is a good question. And for any woman who's watching this here, she needs to lose at least 80 pounds. So ladies, if you are in this particular situation where that you are this particular size and you're this much overweight, let's remember here, if you're over 200 pounds, you weigh more than the average man. I want to repeat that again. This woman here and anybody lays out here and any man who knows women like this here, if you are over 200 pounds, you are more than 20 pounds heavier than the average man and you are 7 inches shorter than him. So why should men want this here? And then what are you doing to change this here? So let's see what she's gonna say here. Let's get back to the video.
Girl.
I've always been a big girl. The lowest I've been is probably like 195. And that was about maybe 7 years ago. And I mean, I was okay then. Mind you, I was.
You were not okay. No, you were not okay.
You weren't okay. You weren't
Like
okay at 195 pounds at 5'2". That is almost 40% BMI.
Do you hear the logic here?
That is very dangerous.
She thinks she's okay.
It's not, see, in the Black community, we've allowed this narrative to get to the point to where it's just out of control. To where, again, no offense, to where you sound like an intelligent woman. To where you.
Let me pause here. I apologize that I'm pausing at this point here. Kevin was cooking. I am doing this for a particular reason. There is a particular woman in my comment section that had the audacity to say that only black men love thick women. We do not like slim, fit, and feminine women. She had the audacity to tell me that all the black men that she's ever dated with want thick women. No. I want to put this on blast right now for my tribe to see it. And before Kevin starts cooking again, we do not want this type of lady. The men that you are dealing with are Pookies and Ray Rays if they're telling you we don't want no physically attractive or in shape woman. So I had to stop here because I had to make this point here. The comments were going crazy in the video here. Men, doesn't matter if you're black, white, Puerto Rican, Mexican, any race. All of us here want feminine women, fit women, and friendly women. So get that here. Don't try to argue with us here. We are men. We know what we want here. You are dealing with Pookies and Ray Rays. All right, now that's my PSA. Back to the video.
You could say you were okay at 5'2", 195 pounds. Ma'am, you weigh more than I do.
Mm-hmm. She weighs more than me.
And I'm a foot and 2 inches taller than you.
I got her by 6-7 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't have always been this size. There was a point to where you, and I don't know why. Let me back up. Have you ever gone to any kind of counseling or therapy?
Yes, I have actually.
So are you an emotional eater?
I've never.
Were you this size in high school?
Yeah, I was probably like 185, 190 in high school. So I've always been pretty.
So were you raised by mom and dad?
No, just my mom.
Okay. See, a father would not have allowed his daughter to get to that size.
Got that right.
Mm-hmm.
He would have known that he'd been handicapping her on the open market. So, was your mother a large woman?
Yeah, she was 5'8" and about, I think she was over 300, but she had lost the weight.
Okay.
So
and
she
do you
got
have any
down to
siblings?
probably like.
Wow.
Okay, so I do have siblings, but they're half siblings.
I mean,
so they
your
live
mother,
in Texas.
any children that live with you and your mother?
No, I was the only child.
Okay. So, and how much older is your mother than you?
My mom passed away, so she was 25 when she had me.
Okay.
That's okay.
So a younger mother, and I'm going to assume that she probably didn't have a relationship during your lifetime.
I'm sorry.
Did she have a relationship during your lifetime?
With my mom?
Did she have a man?
Oh no. She was only with my father.
So when you were born, you became a sister to her. And y'all live by, so this. I've seen this in my lifetime. So here's the net of it. Whatever it is, ma'am, you are allowed to be an unhealthy weight for a majority of your life. Mm-hmm. It stands to reason that without major measures, this is the size you're going to be.
Let me pause here. He made a good point here about being with her mother and the father not being at home. As men, as fathers, we're not going to allow our kids to get to the size here, at least responsible fathers. Okay. We're not going to allow our kids to get to a certain point where that they're overweight or obese and that their lifestyle is going to dictate their future is going to be here. We will nip that in the bud here. That's why we talk about here in these spaces about nuclear families, about having both the mother and the father in the home. A mother can only maintain a child. You need a mother and father to raise a child. It takes both masculine and feminine entities here, male and female. So in this particular example here, we're seeing someone who's raised by her mother who was also a big woman, super big, 300 plus pounds. And then here she is now over 200 pounds majority of her life here. There was no discipline and there was no structure. And that's what men provide. Let's get back to the video.
I mean, there's surgeries, because dieting won't just get it done. You're going to have to make a wholesale life change.
That's right.
Right.
So at what point are you planning on forget husbands and everything else. At what point do you plan on doing that just so you don't die?
I'm definitely making an effort now. I'm
What does that
definitely
mean?
eating a lot healthier.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm
Are
eating
you
smaller
working?
portions.
No? What I mean, are you actually working with a nutritionist and a personal trainer, and in the gym 5 days a week?
Good question.
Well, in Washington State, our gyms haven't opened yet, so I
Okay,
would have to do it on my
before
own
COVID, were
currently.
you in the gym 5 days a week?
Before she answers that, that's an excuse. I want to keep repeating this on my channel. During the pandemic, I lost 40 pounds. No gyms are open. Okay, it's all about changing your lifestyle, changing your diet, the intake that you come in every day, the hours that you eat, the timing of morning, afternoon, and evening, the snacks, all that stuff, the time of dinner. And then as far as like exercising, the basic stuff that I can do in my own home. So whenever I hear somebody say, it's the pandemic, the gyms are closed, cap. I'm going to put myself out there. If I can lose 40 pounds, who's went through 5 knee surgeries and can barely walk half the time and still was able to put the effort in to lose his weight to make myself healthy, you can as well. I don't want to hear it. I'm going to be rough like Kevin on this one here. If I don't go to the gym and can lose that kind of weight, you can too, ladies. Back to the video.
No, I was not.
Okay, then you're not seriously doing it.
You're not serious about it. You're not disciplined. We don't rock with that.
Seriously, ma'am. At
Lazy.
this point, you're almost 40.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to start having joint problems. I mean, you've heard all these statistics.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what your mother passed from, but being at this size and having no siblings, you're out there by yourself. So it's not, all these things are make it affect your chances on the dating market, but your priority should be your health.
Right.
And so,
I'm pausing here. When you said about joint damage, I know I'm pausing a lot here, but I have to put these points in here because Kevin's talking here, but y'all want to hear me talk every once in a while, right? Just not too much. But I was having major joint damage, like I said, because of my 5 knee surgeries and because of sports, how I hurt myself. So I'm explaining that if I am roughly around the average height of a man and I was overweight and I lost that weight, I felt the effects of my joints not in pain anymore. So if I'm in a sense, a healthy man to a degree that felt the benefits here, I know women who are shorter than me and who weigh more than me have to be dealing with so many pains and aches, especially when we get to close to 40 years old. Ladies, you cannot deny this here. If you are feeling this way, you know what you need to do. All right. So she admitted that she has not gone to the gym. Let's get back to the video.
see, if you think your priority your health, it will show in your body, and then anybody who's actually looking for a woman can see that you're in that area. What do you do for a living?
I actually write citations for vehicles, so like a meter maid.
Okay.
Regular job.
So you'd be looking, if you were to get married, you'd want a man that was making about how much money a year?
Well, I make just under 6 figures, so
Okay.
probably about the same, something comparable.
Okay, that's not realistic.
Oh,
Okay.
Why?
I'll tell you why it's not realistic.
Say, Kevin, I'm gonna say something after this.
Why is that? I'm curious to know.
Cook, Kev.
Men
Cook.
who make that kind of money, why would they date a woman that's 5'2" and almost 200 pounds?
Think about it.
I mean, that's my last relationship was like that. And he was from Louisiana, so he moved here for me.
Okay, and how much did he make when he moved
But that
there?
didn't work out.
How much did he make when he moved there?
Well, he was a plumber, so his
Shout out to my plumbers.
his rate of pay drastically changed from
Y'all getting it too.
$30 an hour in Louisiana up to now he's making like $60 an hour.
How much
here.
did he make when he was moving there?
Y'all getting it.
Well, he had to get his license, so he wasn't making anything for like the first couple months because he had to get his license. But then once he gets his license,
Just
then
give me
he's
the
making
number,
55.
man. Just how
Direct
much was he
question, direct
making a
answer.
year, man?
A year. So I mean, I think probably 105,000 a year or so. I want to say.
My Henry was
At
getting it.
Okay, so he was making $30 an hour in Louisiana, and then he could moved up there, and then who broke off the relationship?
I did. I broke off the relationship.
Why?
Hold up. Before you get the why here, I got a backtrack here. She's a meter maid. I'm not trying to disrespect. She's working. She makes close 6 figures, so it's a city job. She broke off a dude who moved up there from her. $30 an hour is what? Or close to like 50 and change a year, but to 106,000, and then you broke it off, and now you're looking for another high value man at your stats. Woo! Let that marinate. All right, let's see what she says here. Back to the video.
He's very controlling and abusive.
Abusive. Okay, interesting.
Okay.
We need details on that.
Let me back up. Men
Okay.
with options
Mm-hmm.
don't move for women.
Think about that.
Men with options don't move for women.
We don't.
Women move for men with options. So however you slice it, he moved for you. So obviously he was under you. I don't really need to know what's going on in there, but the net of it is, at your age, you got to get you need to drop 80, 90 pounds.
Okay.
And you're not.
And before it goes here, I just want to know, so we need information about the abuse. I hear this all the time. When women say, oh, there was abuse in the relationship. What kind of abuse? We need to dig down, because there was a video where Kevin found out about abuse and came to find out the woman was being verbally abusive to the point years when then the man became physical. So when we hear stuff like that and there's abuse, we need details. Look like we're not going to get it here. I don't want to dismiss that, because let's say that he was, then she had to leave. But we hear that all the time, and we need to know, because if she was talking about he was a plumber making 30 an hour, now 60, making 106,000, but then as we get, like, he was abusive, I would think that you would leave abusive first before, you know, he moved here and he changed. But we're not going to get that here. So I just want to add that here. I'm not going to dismiss that, but we hear it all the time, and sometimes we need more details. Back to the video.
Not going to do that with diet alone on your own.
Right.
If you have the means, when are you going to actually get in with a personal trainer, a nutritionist, or maybe even have surgery if that's what's required? That's really where it is. I mean,
Right.
your weight is a major issue, and
Right. And that's why I appreciate, I appreciate your honesty, more than anything. I know that it may come off harsh for some people, but for me, I need that reality check so I know what
I just
what
don't
have
want
to
you. I don't
do.
want you
Reality
to
check
die of
came
a
too
heart
late.
attack or diabetes or something like that. And that's what happened. I mean, you're not 22 anymore. Your body cannot handle this amount of weight and stress. And you're a city employee or a state employee or something like that.
I'm a city employee.
Okay, ma'am. I don't wish this on you, but you got to look at what's going on in the world right now. COVID, all this other kind of stuff. When budget starts happening, they can automate you like that.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens when you're writing citations? What happens if you lose that job
I
and those
lose my
benefits?
house.
And you lose those benefits because you have benefits, right?
Right.
Then I
Right.
suggest you use them while you have them.
Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing, Kevin, I wanted to say, or Mr. Samuels, is that, my job has, Weight Watchers as an option. I mean, I know it's something,
Weight Watchers
right?
an
If I'm not
option,
able
really?
to go in to see a nutritionist,
No.
I mean, I do have-
No. We don't take halves. You go all the way plus some. You are 40 years old and
Okay.
almost 200 pounds. I don't want to hear any halfway measures. You need to go as hard and as far as you possibly can go to save your life.
Okay.
Don't give me this halfway. I can go eat Weight Watchers and eat smaller portions.
Y'all hear this?
We've been this way since high school.
Yep.
This is psychological. It's more than anything else. And some of this stuff I'm outside of my depth. That's why I suggest therapy, because there's.
Y'all hear that? I paused that for a reason. He said that there. He is an image consultant. At his age, he's very knowledgeable. He's worked in different fields. But when it gets to a certain point, he said, I am out of my depth. That's why I suggest therapy. He has admitted, I want women specifically to hear this point. He is not claiming to be a doctor, but he recognizes that us in the Black community, we need therapy, especially all the women he talks to weekly. So this here, he states, Not a professional in this here, but I know that you probably need this here. Let's get back to the video.
There's nothing logical or rational in what you just said to me. Danny, what's going on?
Let's stop the video here because he got more callers. And so that was a great place to end here. So I'm going to put the link in the description below here. So I will be very brief here because Kevin cooked enough where that. Is there much for me to say here? And I brought this to the forefront, like I mentioned earlier, about the comments from the lady that's been in my videos, but also just for regular everyday women who wants to see this here. Women who are big majority of your whole life. Let's talk about the ending part here. She mentioned about doing Weight Watchers. Ladies, stop doing half numbers. This requires lifestyle changes, especially if you're in the same boat as her, has been overweight since high school, saying that she's been, the best weight was like 190 pounds 7 years ago. And when she say like 180 pounds since high school, you've always been bigger than the average man for what, over 20, 25 years at least, since she's knocking on 40. So what we need is lifestyle change. We need workouts. We need also the diet change. And you need therapy, mental and physical, especially when you've been on this long, in the fact that her mother was over 300 pounds. So we know that we have a weight issue in the family. So here's what we need to focus on. She should not be thinking about a man right now, even though that she is looking to need a man at 39 years old. She needs to focus on her health. Because what's going to happen when she lets this weight get even more out of control, if she doesn't have diabetes, if she doesn't have high blood pressure, and she doesn't have any other ailments that contribute to heart disease. Because what's the point in finding the man if we're not even checking for you at that weight, and you're not even healthy enough that you're going to be around long term for us anyway for the long haul of that relationship or possibly marriage. Think about that. You have to get yourself together before you look for us. Real talk. So I'll end that here because I said a lot during the video here. Like, comment, subscribe, click on that bell notification below. What do you think about Kevin and his notes here? Is he off base? Let me know. Am I off base? I want to hear what you guys got to say. But until next time, I'm that dude named Dave. See y'all, YouTube world.